Hi Cubies, here's Alexandra and welcome to yet another painting tutorial. Today we will paint one of the Speedway Bikers from Warheads on Cults3d or Myminifactory, and as you can see I have printed him, placed him on a base. The base is also a free file I found on Myminifactory. And well, I primed him black. And now what we are going to do is, well, we start with a slab chop on the whole miniature as a base to go on with painting. The first stage is here now, Mechanical Standard Gray, and I'm using a nice fluffy makeup brush for that. And now I will simply dry brush the entire miniature to give it a grey coat and leave the blacks in the dark recesses. The fluffier the brush, the better the result of your dry brushing will be. So the first coat will be nice and heavy dry brush, on leaving the deepest recesses in black. We want a nice transition of grays on the miniature, so the slab chop will work better with that. For those of you that aren't aware of the slab chop technique, it is using a grayscale painted miniature, and then we're using contrast paints or speed paints or whatever you have to achieve a nice color transition. Where normally contrast paints would be quite flat on some surfaces, with a slab chop we can achieve better results with those paints and make it quite easy and fast. So I have switched here to a smaller brush to get into the parts of the miniature where the bigger, fluffier brush did not reach. And now I'm going to use some white, in this case here Corax white, or you can use whatever white you want, to highlight the gray. I did not wash the brush previously, so we don't get the brush too wet. And now we gently dry brush the upper parts of the miniature. It's still a little bit too much color on the brush. Okay, there we go. Sorry for my coughing. I'm a smoker, so that isn't avoidable. Sorry for that. So don't smoke. Yeah, and now I will go for a brilliant white here. For the last and final highlights. Only on the most prevalent top parts. So we're looking at the miniature from above and see what is visible, and that we will hit. It's like a zenithal. So, and that's it for the grayscale. I'll leave that now to dry, unless when we hit it immediately with contrast paints, it might pick up some of the white and gray paint that is not fully dried yet, and make it ugly. So I will let that dry and be right back. Okie dokie, here I'm back, and now it's the time to start with the contrast paints. I will start with ultramarine blue on his clothing parts. Here, his trousers, for example. And his chest armor. And as you can see, the slap chop method is doing its thing. Yeah, and just like that, I will proceed with all the other colors on the miniature. I think I will go with some orange for the shoulder pads and the bike itself, the chassis of the bike, and some silver parts definitely, and some brown for the skin tone, and yeah, some brown for the boots, some gray here for the straps. Maybe here this guards here can also be blue, I guess. And yeah, I will be back when I have applied all the colorful areas, and then we can start with actually painting the miniature. Be right back. And here we are again. So, as you can see, I have base coated him now completely in slap chop with the orange on the bike, metal parts all done, his armor or work trousers are denim blue, and some brown parts here and there. So the colors I've used so far are ultramarines blue, griffhound orange, snakebite leather, and lead belcher. And well, you could totally now play with him just like that and be done with it. But well, for me, this is just a base coat. So like usual, we will drown the miniature now in the good old Northern oil. To give it nice shadows and definitions all around the miniature. Very quick, very sloppy. Don't be shy with applying that stuff. We want it to cover everything. Except the white spots for the light sources here. And she said it, and she drowned one in non-oil anyways. It's clear again. Ta-da! Okay, there we go. I think I got everything. Make sure all the tires are hit. Why are bikes not allowed in car races? Well, they are too tired. Okay, I see myself out. Yeah, this needs to dry now for at least half an hour to an hour. So, in the meantime, you can paint something different, or do the dishes, or make your homework, or go for a walk with your dog. Whatever. For me, I use the powers of YouTube editing to switch the time from wet to dry in 3, 2, 1. Okie dokie. As you can see, the wash is dry now, and now we can actually start with really painting the miniature. So, let's start with the blue. I will now use here Scale 75 Canterbury blue, and put in some Vallejo Game Color Magic Blue. There we go. And with that, I will now start the process of highlighting the cloth part. Slide over brush over this ripped stuff here. Trying to keep the darkest areas in the deep blue. Simply overbrushing here, those ripped parts. Going here, slightly over the edges. This is basically a pretty simple paint job. Just pick out the top details. Don't worry too much. Everything will be fine in the end. The base coat and the wash have provided us with enough deep shadows that we can work with. Basically everything that you do not touch with the brush is a shadow. So all the blue parts are touched up right now. From underneath they still have nice shadows. And now we will add some more of the magic blue. And now we go over even lighter. We don't have to make super intimidating blends here with wet blending. Just pick out some high spots, paint a little highlight there, and we are good to go. Keep in mind, this is supposed to be a quick paint job for a squad unit, for where you have probably 10 to 20 off to paint, and we don't want to make here super elaborate mega paint jobs that will win you a crystal brush. No, we want a simple tabletop ready miniature. There we go. And now we will add in, let's see, yeah, why not, some white. Just a tiny smidge of white, the tiniest of smidges. There you go, see, just the tip of the brush. And we will add that in. And with that knife, some nice little stripes here at the knee, a little bit here, a little bit here on top, some here and here. Yeah, and that's basically the blue part already done. Okay. Give your brush a good wash, so we do not contaminate our next colors. So, we wanted to have the motorbike in orange. Now it is more like a dirty reddish color. And, well, that's what we are working with right now. So I'm taking here now game color, Vallejo game color hot orange as our base coat or base tone. We will darken it down a little bit with some Rhinox hide. Let's see how powerful our orange is. It's quite weak actually, but we can manage. Yeah, that's about the right color, I would say. Yeah, that's good. So, with that we will go over now the main parts here of the orange. In the end it will be a quite dirty orange, but that's to be expected with a dirt bike that he is driving. It's supposed to be oily and dirty. So, as always, we keep the deepest shadows behind that the washes and contrast paints provided us with. We just want to have a base now from where we can start actual highlighting. So the same goes here for the shoulder pads. And the gloves, I guess. Okay, now we will introduce more of the orange into the mix. Yeah, that should be plenty. So, sorry if I don't have anything more to say right now. I'm just concentrating here on the paint job. It's hard to focus on the miniature beside the desk lamp that is currently touching my forehead. And then the camera itself. I just have a tiny smidgen of window where I can actually see the miniature. Okay. Now we will put even more orange in. Yeah, orange is a hard color to work with because it's not very striking and the pigments are not very forgiving, but in the end we can manage. We can do this. Okay. Looking good so far. Now we will highlight even more with some orange fire. There we go. That gives us some more nice highlights to work with. And I think we achieved this nice dirty orange look. Yeah, I think that looks really good. Yeah, and I would say he is now at a really playable stage. Now we will quickly hit the light with some Imperial Fist. Ta-da! Yeah, and our gang moto driver here, biker, is actually finished. I will now off camera make the base with some of this stuff here, Vallejo thick mud, and I will apply that to the base and come back to you when this is dry. And we are back again. So after a few hours, here the modeling paste is nice and dry. I've also added some amount of that to the wheels. And now we are going to highlight that. I'm using here some Mornfang Brown. And I'm just scraping over the surface like that. Leaving the trail in the middle and it's dark, so just like they have driven right through the mud. Also, while the brown is out, I can quickly go over here this little belt or whatever they have here on their bike. Also here this leather pouch could use a quick brush over. There we go. So now we take a little smidge of white. Into the brown. And go over it even gentler. Very gently. Barely touching. Just like that. Again here, hitting the pouch a little bit. And those strings. Yeah. Now all that's left to do is paint the rim of the base in however colors you like. And we're good to go. So in my case, I think I will go with black. Remove the last remnants here of the poster tag of the base. There we go. Quickly painting the rim. And ta-da! He's done. Yeah, I hope you like this quick and easy paint job on this biker here. And I hope to see you in the next video. In order to achieve that, please hit the like button, the follow button, and the share button, and the come back again button, and whatever buttons YouTube decides to put out there. Hit them all. Hit the bell button, the real subscribe button, and all that good stuff. Yeah, we see us in the next video. You're Alexandra. Bye.